Alright everyone, this is episode 9 of DC Character Histories, and I think this one is gonna be a short one. The character we got this time is just not that well known at all, didn't last long in the comic books, maybe less than a year, and doesn't have that much story behind her. But it is the rule, randomly generated, and whoever I get, I have to talk about. So even if this video is 2 minutes or less, we gotta do what we gotta do. Now before I get into it, just like usual, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to keep up to date with these videos and every other type of video I have coming out from here. Okay, so today's character is Director Zither, or Candace Zither, and I'm just gonna jump right into her character data because there really is not all that much to talk about with this character. Her first debut was the Fury of Firestorm, the Nuclear Men, Volume 1, Issue number 1, November 2011. Her real name is Candace Zither. Her base of operations is her company Zither Tech Compound, which is in Nevada. Her eyes are brown and her hair is black. She doesn't have any powers or abilities, but she is an ace strategist and a resolute leader. Her allies are characters like Helix, a group called Dog Squad, and a group called Hyena Squad. And her enemies are Firestorm, Firehawk, and plenty of other Firestorm type characters, which we'll get into in a sec. So Candace Zither was an authoritative and ruthless type director of Zither Tech, a company that dealt with nuclear physics. Professor Martin Stein, who many of you may know from video games, the Green Arrow show on the CW, who was portrayed by Victor Garber, and of course comic books, he created the Firestorm Protocol, which could give humans the ability to harness atomic powers. Zither Tech tried to replicate this formula that Martin Stein created so they could sell it to rogue nations for high profits. Candace Zither's first test subject was her husband Roger. Of course, it went all wrong as it transformed him into a monster called Helix. Roger, or Helix, burned half of Candace's body and accidentally killed their children. Candace manages to subdue Helix thanks to her Zither Tech agents and locks him up deep beneath Zither Tech headquarters. Realizing her samples don't work, she sends agents to recover Martin Stein's work. Knowing this, Stein sends his sample to a teenager named Jason Rush, who was a gifted student of Martin Stein. Hoping the Firestorm sample would stay safe with him, it ended up being a bad choice as Candace sends her agents to the high school Jason goes to. Jason chooses to use the Firestorm sample on himself, which morphs himself and another nearby student by the name of Ronnie Raymond into Firestorm, and usually it is Martin Stein and Ronnie Raymond who become Firestorm, just so you know. Candace sends another team of agents called the Hyena Squad, which are a group of drug-enhanced soldiers. They are sent to eliminate Jason and Ronnie, but they obviously fail. Candace then tries to convince the pair to work for her and her company, but with no success. So that leads to her once again sending another unit to hunt them down, but this time she kills her own agents in front of Firestorm to convince them she's on their side. Jason and Ronnie as Firestorm reluctantly decide to work with her. Due to the fact that Zither Tech's Firestorm protocol was a failure, any samples she sold to people or nations around the world have turned into unstable variations of Firestorm. Candace uses Jason and Ronnie as the perfect Firestorm to hunt down rogue Firestorms, making Zither Tech look like the good guys. Jason and Ronnie were sent to fight a rogue Firestorm committing acts of terror on US soil. The fight took place near a concert venue, which resulted with the rogue Firestorm blowing up and killing every civilian at the event, 2,000 people. With the PR nightmare falling upon Zither Tech, the company will undoubtedly fall. So Candace then tries to cover her company's tracks. She uses a backdoor failsafe to kill certain firestorms created by her company, one being the British firestorm called Hurricane and the Indian firestorm called Rakashi. When Candace tries to flee her company, the US government revokes all of her contracts and issues subpoenas. Although before she could even face the consequences of the law, she is met by the French firestorm called Firehawk, who reaches critical mass. Firehawk blows up, kills Candace, and destroys the entire Zither Tech compound. Alright, well, there you have it. That is a history of Candace Zither, which really isn't much of a history at all. They only used her for about a year, maybe less, so there's not much to tell about her. And clearly she wasn't the most important character or even really a liked character in any way, considering they haven't used her since. So even though this video is a short one, I do hope you all enjoyed it, and once again, please make sure to consider liking and subscribing. It really does help me out. And until next time, guys, I will talk to you all very soon.